Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Moto G57 Pro, and today I will show you how you can enable and set up your portable hotspot. So, to get started, you will want to swipe down from the top of your screen like so, and then do it once more to extend the list of visible toggles. Now, on one of the pages, as we do have multiple, you should be able to find the hotspot toggle. Oh, there we go, it's for me right over here. Now, if you can't see it on any of the pages, you can add it by clicking right here on this pencil and then scrolling down. Somewhere closer to the bottom, you'll find this text. Hold and drag to add a tile. So anything below this text are toggles that you can add additionally to that list. So let's say I want to add dark theme. I would hold it and the text above will change. When it changes, I can now drag it to the top, drop it, and go back. And this toggle will be available to me on one of the pages. So once you've added your hotspot toggle, you can then hold it. And from here, well, by holding it, number one, I would want to mention we're navigating to the settings. And the reason for that is because under settings, you will find your hotspot password, which is randomly generated. So from here, we're going to navigate to the hotspot password, which then gets revealed. And we're just going to straight up get rid of it. The reason for that is it's a bad password, not one that you would ever want to type. So once you get rid of it, you can then set up your own new password. It will need to have at least 8 characters in length. That can be letters or numbers. It's up to you. I selected strictly numbers because it's just easy to remember, and that's just what I prefer. And from there, you can click on OK to save it. Now we have additional options in here, which I'm going to go over. So if you're not interested in figuring this out, or if you already know what these are, feel free to skip forward. But for people that don't, I'm going to touch upon some of them. So number one, hotspot name is just going to be the Wi-Fi name in the Wi-Fi list when you're trying to search for it. And usually it's just the name of the device, but you can change it if you want to. Security, I would recommend keeping it as it is. This just ensures that your hotspot does actually have a password, meaning that not everyone can connect to it, but only the people that know the password, aka you. Next, compatibility and speed. We have two options, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. Now you can only use one at a time, and this option for the most part I will recommend keeping it at 2.4 for just kind of convenience purposes and the lack of benefits of the 5 gigahertz. Now don't get me wrong, 5 gigahertz, if you don't know, is generally better over the 2.4, but for fun purposes it doesn't really make much of a difference. So typically you'll be limited by your mobile network speed, as hotspot is using a mobile network. And because that usually is very slow, for instance, my device caps at like 60 megabits. That is not fast. That is well in the range of the 2.4 network, so I don't really even need to mess around with the 5 gigahertz one just because of the speed. As I'm not, like, my mobile network doesn't go fast enough to be utilizing the 2.4 connection. So that kind of removes the benefit of it, and the 2.4 has the benefit of, or sorry, the downside, or whatever. The 2.4 has a benefit of just kind of being more versatile, so it can connect to basically any kind of device that has Wi-Fi connectivity. You might have a 15-year-old laptop. If it has Wi-Fi connectivity, it will be able to connect to the 2.4. Now, same laptop, if you select 5 gigahertz, will not be able to connect to the 5 gigahertz. Hell, it won't even see it. So the 5 gigahertz here is labeled as fast speed compatible with some devices. Now, some is a good option, a good way to describe it. And it's going to be compatible with a lot of devices in reality in recent timing, from like probably 5 to 7 years back. More higher end devices already had that. So you should be good to go with those. If you don't know and you do want to utilize 5 gigahertz for some reason, you can obviously select it, get that device, and turn on your hotspot on your phone and see if you see that hotspot. If you do, well, then you're good to go. It does support it. If it doesn't see it, well, it doesn't support it. Though give it like solid 5 to 10 seconds for that to show up, as it sometimes doesn't happen like automatically. And for other purposes, if you're thinking about 5 gigahertz, or why you should maybe consider 5 gigahertz, is if you live in a heavily populated area, maybe something like New York City, you possibly could experience some kind of interference with the 2.4 connection. And in these cases, you would want to possibly select the 5 gigahertz. Though keep in mind, it doesn't remove that problem that if the other device doesn't support 5 gigahertz, you just don't see it. But if it does support it, and you do have interference on the 2.4, that would be a great solution. Now, to explain why this would happen and what the problem is. So with 2.4 gigahertz network, a frequency, just generally there's a lot of different signals at this frequency. There's like if someone has Wi-Fi, they usually do have the 2.4 gigahertz signal. So what this basically creates is a traffic in this kind of frequency range, and that traffic might create interference when you're trying to use your own hotspot. So if you're having some kind of problems, I have never experienced this, so I don't really know what to look for. But if you have some kind of something that I would presume would happen, disconnection or just dropouts or problems loading pages, this could possibly be due to the heavily kind of trafficked lanes. And in this case, you could switch to 5, and hopefully you would have better time. Now, 5 gigahertz network or frequency is much more accommodating for a lot of signals. So that same frequency can have way more signals at the same time without causing interference between one another. It's as though you would compare something like a trafficked intersection where no one is moving to something like a flowing highway where every signal is every car is just going forward without much of a problem. So that's kind of the difference between these two signals. Same amount of cars, just ones aren't stuck in the traffic. So anyway, that was a little bit of a long-winded explanation. Let's move on. Next thing here, turn off hotspot automatically when no devices are connected. This is enabled by default, and I do recommend keeping that on, as hotspot does consume more of your phone's battery. So when you're done using it, this is a pretty handy way for it to just turn itself off. And this is also a good implementation here, as it automatically turns off when no devices are connected, opposed to some other devices using no network being used, which you could be connected and reading an article but not use connection or like internet speed. Therefore, it automatically triggers the timer to turn it off. Here, you would physically have to disconnect from it, which if you're using something like a laptop, that would usually happen when you close the lid. And this shouldn't happen automatically, I believe, on here. So it's still like a 5-minute counter. And that's really everything that you need here in terms of settings. Now, one last thing that I do want to point out is the manage devices. Because, for instance, how I set it up, it's a very simple password. If someone manages to guess your password and, for instance, your network is running slow and stuff like that, you could come in here and see what devices are connected. So if there's more than, for instance, one that you have connected, you can literally kick it from your network and block it from being able to connect to your network, or just you can change the password. And one last thing that I did want to mention that isn't available here is the option to set a limit to how much data can be used. So that is something that you will need to keep in mind if your service plan for your mobile network has a data cap for like, I don't know, 10 gigabytes or whatever, and your service provider is a little bit of a cunt where they decide to just automatically bill you extra because you surpassed it instead of blocking it, then you will definitely want to be aware of that, as otherwise you might get billed for extra data that you have been using through mobile network, as hotspot goes through mobile network. In any case, once everything is set up, you can close this off and then find the toggle and simply tap on it to turn it on. Now, quickly checking it, yep, that's one of the things that you also need to keep in mind. When enabling hotspot, your Wi-Fi will be automatically turned off. This is a budget phone, so it doesn't have enough antennas, so it will keep the connection to your basically to any kind of cellular connection, so you can receive calls and send them, right? And it can have Wi-Fi. Now, Wi-Fi is interchangeable with the hotspot, so you can either have one or the other, not both. So when you enable this, it automatically, you can see, turns off your Wi-Fi. And as you also see, once you're done with it, you can tap on this toggle again to turn it off yourself. You don't need to wait for it to turn it off for you. So that's something that you can utilize. Now, anyway, with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful. And if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.